Your SaaS hosting bill just hit $3,000 this month. AWS is eating your profits alive. Your startup is burning cash on infrastructure instead of growing users. Sound familiar? What's up, SaaS builders? I'm about to shatter the biggest myth in the startup world, that you need expensive cloud hosting to run a profitable SaaS. Today I'll prove you can build, scale, and profit from a SaaS using budget VPS hosting that costs 80% less than the big clouds. I've helped dozens of SaaS startups cut their hosting costs from thousands to hundreds per month while actually improving performance. The secret? DoHost.us and smart VPS optimization. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build a lean, profitable SaaS that doesn't hemorrhage money on hosting. Let's dive in. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: SaaS hosting costs. For most SaaS companies, infrastructure represents 6% to 12% of total revenue. That might not sound like much, but for a startup doing $50K monthly revenue, that's $3,000, $6,000 just on hosting. Here's what typical cloud hosting looks like. A modest AWS setup with RDS, EC2, and CloudFront easily runs $2,000 plus monthly. Google Cloud, similar story. Azure, don't even get me started. These platforms are designed for enterprises with massive scale, not scrappy startups trying to reach profitability. I've seen promising SaaS startups burn through their entire seed funding on infrastructure before they even validated product market fit. One client was spending $4,500 monthly on AWS for just 500 active users. That's $9 per user just on hosting. How do you build a profitable business with those unit economics? But here's what the big cloud providers don't want you to know. For 90% of SaaS applications, especially in the early stages, you don't need their complexity or their price tags. There's a smarter way to build profitable SaaS infrastructure. Budget VPS hosting is the secret weapon of profitable SaaS companies. Let me show you why it's actually superior for most startups. First, cost predictability. With VPS, you pay a fixed monthly fee. No surprise bills, no usage spikes, no complex pricing calculators. But cheap doesn't mean slow. A quality VPS with NVMe SSD storage often outperforms comparable cloud instances because you're not sharing resources with hundreds of other tenants. Your database queries run faster, your API responses are snappier, and your users are happier. Here's the key difference. VPS gives you dedicated resources. When you rent 4 GB of RAM, you get 4 GB of RAM, not up to 4 GB when available, like some cloud instances. This predictable performance is crucial for SaaS applications where consistency matters more than peak burst capacity. But what about scaling? Here's the truth. Most SaaS applications grow predictably, not exponentially overnight. You can easily upgrade your VPS as you grow. And for the rare traffic spikes, a good CDN and caching strategy handles 90% of the load. You're not Netflix. You don't need Netflix scale infrastructure. Plus, with VPS, you get full root access. Want to optimize your database configuration? Done. Need to install custom software? No problem. Try doing that on a managed cloud service without paying premium prices for every little customization. Now let me introduce you to DoHost.us, the hosting provider that's been quietly powering profitable SaaS companies since 2011. They've cracked the code on delivering enterprise-grade performance at startup-friendly prices. First, the hardware. DoHost.us uses modern Intel and AMD CPUs paired with blazing fast NVMe SSD storage. NVMe is crucial for SaaS because it delivers 5-10x faster database performance than traditional SSDs. Your users will notice the difference immediately. They use KVM virtualization, which means true isolation. Your VPS runs like a dedicated server, not a container sharing resources. This is why DoHost VPS often outperforms cloud instances that cost 3x more. Security is built in, not an add-on. Free SSL certificates, DDoS protection, network firewalls, and 24/7 monitoring. On AWS, these features would cost hundreds extra monthly. DoHost includes them standard. Strategic locations matter. DoHost has data centers in the USA and France, so you can serve your users from the closest location. Lower latency means better user experience, which means lower churn and higher lifetime value. But here's what really sets them apart: 24/7 live support from actual technical experts. When your SaaS has an issue at 2 a.m., you get a human who understands servers, not a chatbot reading from a script. This level of support typically costs thousands monthly from enterprise providers. Let me share some real success stories. Client Hash 1, a project management SaaS serving 2,000 active users. They started on a $25/month DoHost VPS and scaled to a $75/month plan as they grew. Total hosting cost, $900 annually. Comparable AWS setup, $3, $600+ annually. They saved $2,700 that went straight to marketing and product development. Client Hash 2, an e-learning platform with video streaming. They use a $50/month DoHost VPS with a CDN for global content delivery. Total monthly infrastructure cost, $120. AWS equivalent with CloudFront and EC2, over $800 monthly. That's $8,000 plus in annual savings. Client Hash 3, a data analytics API serving millions of requests monthly. They run on a $100/month DoHost dedicated server. Google Cloud equivalent, $1, $200+ monthly. The performance is actually better because they have dedicated resources, not shared cloud instances. Here's the math. If you save $500, $2,000 monthly on hosting, that's $6,000, $24,000 annually. For a startup, that could be 12 months of runway, a full-time developer, or a serious marketing budget. Infrastructure savings directly translate to business growth opportunities. Now, let me share the optimization secrets that make budget VPS hosting incredibly powerful for SaaS. First, choose your stack wisely. Nginx over Apache, PostgreSQL with proper indexing, Redis for caching. Every optimization multiplies your server's capacity. Implement aggressive caching, browser caching, server-side caching, database query caching, CDN for static assets. A well-cached SaaS can handle 10x more users on the same hardware. This is how you scale without constantly upgrading servers. Monitor everything: CPU, RAM, disk I/O, response times, error rates. Use tools like Grafana, Prometheus, or even simple scripts. Knowing your bottlenecks before they become problems is the difference between smooth scaling and emergency firefighting. Optimize your database religiously. Proper indexing can make queries 100x faster. Connection pooling prevents resource waste. Regular maintenance keeps performance consistent. Your database is usually the bottleneck, so make it your optimization priority. Harden your security. SSH keys instead of passwords, fail2 ban for intrusion prevention, regular updates, firewall configuration. A security breach costs way more than any hosting savings. Protect your SaaS like your business depends on it, because it does. Here's the bottom line. You don't need to choose between profitability and performance. DoHost.use proves you can have both. While your competitors burn cash on overpriced cloud hosting, you'll be building a lean, profitable SaaS that actually makes money. Ready to join the profitable SaaS revolution? Links to all DoHost plans are below. Start with a plan that matches your current needs. You can always upgrade as you grow. Every dollar you save on hosting is a dollar you can invest in growth. If this video saved you thousands in hosting costs, smash that like button and subscribe for more SaaS growth secrets. Drop a comment with your current hosting setup. I'll personally review it and suggest optimizations. Your profitable SaaS journey starts now.